Hey guys, it's Adrian, and today I wanted to share my experience using the Edifier Neobuds 2 Pro with active noise cancellation, and these are seriously one of the most impressive earbuds that I've used in quite a while. So these have the high-res LDAC, LHDC codecs, and AAC codecs, and they feature impressive bass and super clear audio. You also get aggressive noise canceling and a really cool spatial audio feature. But there are a couple of drawbacks, so let's take a closer look to see if this could be your next pair or if there's any major deal breakers, and a big thanks to Edifier for sending these out for review. So the design is just so nice on here. We have a matte type of finish on here with this shiny Edifier logo, and then we also have the Edifier logo at the back as well, along with the USB Type-C charging port. There's also a metallic type of trim that goes around the front. And then once you open it up, we do have a soft glow LED light, and this is actually changeable. There's 8 different colors you could choose from in the Edifier app. Now there's also a sync button right here to pair it for the first time, and those are the earbuds in there, and you can see it's very easy to just grab them, pop them out, or pop them right back in for easy charging. The earbuds are an in-ear type of design that are actually surprisingly comfortable to wear for hours at a time. Now at the side is where we have the touch controls. We also have that metallic logo to match the charging case, and then we also have the touch controls as well. Now you can see the stem is not actually too long, so it doesn't protrude much out of the ear, and it's just comfortable, a nice stealth type of look. I have the ivory color, but it also does come in black as well. Specs include 10mm dynamic drivers using the Knowles Balance armature. We also have Bluetooth 5.3. Supported codecs are LDAC, LHDC, SBC, AAC. We also have an IP54 rating, which makes these splash and dust resistant. Battery life is rated for up to 4 hours with ANC on and up to 5.5 hours with no ANC. Pairing the earbuds is really simple. I'm just going to open it up, press and hold the sync button until I see the lights go back and forth. Just like so. Then I'm just going to hit scan, and I'll just wait for it to show up at the bottom here. And I can see it here, Edifier Neobuds Pro 2. Tap on pair. And now I can see it's completely paired. And what I can do is I could go into the settings here, and I can see that it's set up for calls, audio. Now I do have the option, and if your phone supports it, you could turn this option on, which is to use the LDAC high resolution audio codec. So the Neobuds Pro 2, it's connected to both of my phones at the same time. And what I could do is I could listen to music on this phone, and you can hear it outputting there maybe, but I can actually pause that, say I'm getting a call incoming on this phone, or I just want to listen to what's going on here, and it's just going to output sound from this device now. Now, while that's a great feature, one thing that I noticed that it doesn't do is with other devices that have multi-point, when you play music on one device, it actually automatically pauses the playback on the other. So you can see right now both are playing, but it's only going to output the first device that I started playing music on versus pausing the first device and then, outputting music from the second device. I also have the Edifier Connect app installed, and if I swipe down, I can actually see the battery life for each individual earbud along with the battery life on the case, and I do have some access to quick settings. But let's go into the full Edifier app and take a look at the settings. So you can see right away high-res audio is lit up, and the reason that's lit up is because I did turn this option on in the Bluetooth settings. So if you don't see it lit up here, go ahead and do that on your phone as well. In the Edifier app, make sure you put the earbuds on to access all of these settings. So I can switch from high noise cancellation to medium to low noise cancellation. I can also set it to ambient sound, and when I do that, I can set my preference for it to kind of focus on voice enhancement if I expect to be talking to people, say I'm ordering, or I could set it more for background sound if I want to be more aware of my surroundings, or I could leave it on the default of balance. I can also turn on wind reduction, and I can also completely turn ANC off. From this screen, we could swipe over and move it from music mode to game mode for lower latency. We can also try this spatial audio, which is really cool. Once you calibrate it, you can actually see as you rotate your head, you can see that display in real time. Really cool. And if we scroll over, we can go ahead and set it from the classic equalizer to dynamic. Dynamic sounds awesome. And then you could go into customize, and you can actually customize that exactly as you like. On the last screen, this is where we can set the LED color. So you can see I can set it to white, and that's what that looks like. And I can also set it to yellow, orange, red, green, cyan, blue, and purple. So yeah, ton of different options on here. Really cool to be able to do that. To access the full settings, I could tap on this icon here. I can take a look at the manual. I could go into control settings. Now, one thing that I want to point out is that I can only change double tap settings, triple tap settings, and that's about it. There is no option to change single tap settings, and that's a pretty huge deal breaker to me because that's how I like to adjust my volume, just with a single tap. And of course you can change these individually for the right or left side, but you can see you have a bunch of options. So you can double tap to play or pause, volume up, volume down, sound control, sound modes, or triple tap. But I do find these to be a little bit limited because we don't have any single tap controls. Going into the HD audio codec, we can also set the type of sampling rate we want for both the LDAC codec and the LHDC codec. Now this codec is a little bit more specialized, and you'll most likely only find it on certain phone brands, usually Asian phone brands. You can also adjust the tap sensitivity, so you can have it on low, medium, or high. Under wearing detection, you could just completely disable it. You can have the audio pause when they're removed and then audio resume when they're reinserted, or audio pause when they're removed but not resumed when they're reinserted. The earbuds are also capable of dual device connection, but to have this feature you will have to disable LDAC and LHDC. You can also use the Find My Earbuds option. It's going to play a very high pitched noise, so make sure you're not wearing these if you try this out. This is what it sounds like. You can also power off the earbuds right from the app, and you can set a shutdown timer if you want to just put these on while you're sleeping and then have them turn off later. Looking at the touch control, so you can see a double tap on the left one is going to do volume down, and if I switch to the right, it's going to do volume up. I can also switch between tracks if I wanted to, or sound modes, or the voice assistants, and a triple tap on both the right and left, I've set it to pause or resume playback. I find this to be very limited. I would have liked a single tap option on her, but for right now, these are a great pair of earbuds, only hampered by the lack of single touch controls. There's also in-ear detection, so as soon as you take out one earbud, it just pauses music playback until you put it right back in. The sound performance on here is truly standout, so the in-ear design really creates a nice seal and it makes the music sound all-encompassing. Now, when I had these paired to my phone, I made sure that the high-res audio option was enabled, and you could see that it is enabled on the Edifier app if your phone supports it. However, when I listened to these on my PC, I didn't have that option, but the sound was still very full-bodied. I couldn't tell much of a difference. It wasn't like a, make or break for me. Sound was still crisp, and it's tuned a little bit more to the bass-heavy side, which is what I prefer anyway. I found myself listening to these at around 80 to 90% volume, and it sounded great. I also had active noise cancellation set to high. Everything sounded fantastic. It really didn't matter what genre of music I listened to. And of course, like I mentioned, you can always go into the Edifier app and fine-tune the equalizer to meet your type of settings, or whatever your preferred listening style is. But dynamic is really good at boosting bass and clarity. The ANC performance is also really good on here. So I actually used these on a plane while I was on vacation listening to music, and they did a fantastic job drowning out the noise, to the point where every time I took them off, I realized just how loud, the plane engine noise was. So definitely for day-to-day or daily use, these are going to come in super clutch. Here's an example of what recorded audio sounds like using Edifier Neobuds Pro 2's microphones. I also played around with the spatial audio feature, and it actually worked fairly well thanks to the built-in gyroscope and accelerometer. Once you calibrate it the first time correctly, it's really fun to play around with. So I found the design of the Neobuds 2 to be super comfortable in my ear. I could definitely wear them for 2 to 3 hours at a time easily, and anytime I was walking or rowing aggressively, it stayed very securely in my ear. I also found the battery life to be very acceptable on her, because I would always listen with ANC set to high and with the dynamic equalizer and around say 80 to 90% volume, and I easily got between 3 to 4 hours of battery life, which is good for me because I generally don't listen for like more than 2 hours at a time. Of course, you also have the battery case, and a quick 15-minute charge will give you up to 2 hours of playback. You also have the option to pop off one earbud, place it in the case so it can recharge while you listen on the other one if you really want to extend extend battery life. These have been comfortable for me. They stay in my ear. I'm happy with the battery life considering I listen to ANC with it set to high with the dynamic equalizer. The only minor annoyance here is that lack of single touch or single tap. So for roughly $130 US, you get some seriously beautiful looking earbuds that offer impressive sound with high quality codecs. So if you're interested in picking up the Edifier Neobuds Pro 2, I'm going to leave some links down below. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other earbud and headphone reviews. I review a variety of types to match different types of budgets. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one soon.